Are we live?
We should be live.
Are we live?
We're live. We're live enough.
Welcome to, you know what I've always wanted to say, and we don't do these on a Saturday night because I always wanted to say, live from New Jersey, it's Tasty Thursday. Welcome to another episode of Tasty Thursday. I am your host on a Friday. I am your host, Laura Vitale. On this episode of Tasty Thursday, we're going to do a few appetizer that I feel like would be fantastic for your Thanksgiving meal. And I'm also really here to answer any and all questions you might have that are Thanksgiving related in hopes that it helps you, execute a fantastic meal with very little to no stress. I, however, could not go through with this because there are about 18 pages so far, and each page has 100 questions or so, of questions submitted by you with your Thanksgiving questions, and I could not get through this without a drink. So on drinks, on cocktails, the one and only Godfather to all the Godfathers, the Godfather to the star. There we go, Uncle Mike. Godfather to the Godfathers.
Yo, everybody, what up? That's right.
He is going to be on drinks. He's going to be making a cranberry margarita. I'm going to be making some brie and like jam little bites. I'm also going to be making some little smokies that I'm just going to throw on to the stove because I don't have time to put them in a crock pot, although you can, and I'll walk you through that. We're also going to be making like a little fall bruschetta. And then last but certainly not least, I can't remember.
So much.
Anybody remember?
So much stuff.
We're just going to do some crispy boursin with some olives because it's one of my favorite things, and I don't care if it's June, July, August, September, October, November, December, I am having it because I like it. So we're going to be doing all of that. I think all of those things would be such a great starter to your Thanksgiving dinner, but I also think that if you are someone that likes to have people over on Thanksgiving Eve, more power to you. I'm guessing you're not going to be the cook for the full meal because I take that day to order out and prep for the next day. But if you are, you can make this and hang out with your friends. Easy peasy, right?
Listen, you can make whatever you want. You can be whatever you like.
You can do whatever you like. We're going to preface this live because with this, okay? You really only know me from Laura in the kitchen. You see me on stories on Instagram. You obviously don't spend days and days with me. You don't spend most of the time with me. I wish you could, but you can't.
Boy,
so
are they lucky.
Wah. So you don't know that I am quite literally insane. And I am a lunatic. And I don't need drinks, alcohol whatsoever to be nuts. So when I come a bit loose and become a bit of aloof on these lives, it has nothing to do with the alcohol because if you pay close attention, I will baby that drink the entire evening. I am just insane. And I'm in the comfort of my own home, surrounded by my friends and my family. I'm not driving, I'm not going anywhere, and sometimes these get long and sometimes they bring out the sassiness in me. So all that to say, enjoy it. I am not expecting a baby, Jennifer. And I wouldn't ask that question to anybody, but it's just the way that my apron is. Because if I wear my apron, if I tie my apron up here.
I am.
Look, I want to show you. If I tie my apron up here, this keeps falling down, which is very, very annoying.
Wait, let's compare babies. Are we having? I think I'm expecting. Wait, do you have to go let's do the pose. Ready? Put your arm around me.
Hold on.
Like ready? Let's do it.
Hold on.
Let's do it. Yeah, put your arm around me like it's okay.
Oh, it's a foo baby.
It's a beautiful baby. It's a baby.
It's a baby. Anyway, having said all that, let's have some fun. Let's answer your questions. Let's make some apps and some drinks, and let's wind down because I know about you, but it's been a long week for me. I'm gonna have a long week next week too, but that's okay. We're here to relax. If you want to run through what your drink is, whatever your drink is, run through it, and I'm gonna figure out what I'm making first.
Whatever my drink is. Okay, so you can have whatever you like. Whenever Uncle Mike's making drinks, you can have whatever you like. If I have the ingredients, I'm throwing it together for it, and you're gonna like it because it's gonna be amazing because I made it with love, L-O-V, love. Anyway, okay, so tonight we're doing a cranberry margarita. We got 1 ounce of simple syrup, 4 ounces of cranberry juice, a splash of orange juice just for good measure, and then some triple sec, about 2 ounces of that, and 2 ounces of tequila. Bum, 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 bum. So Laura was nice enough to make me some beautiful, and I'm gonna just make this ridiculously low without spilling it. Some beautiful, gooey, juicy, simple syrup, cranberry, and some oranges. How beautiful is that? Yo, when your bestie says, I want some cranberry margaritas, and I'm making you simple syrup, I'm like, listen, I ain't gonna complain because it smells amazing and looks good and tastes great too. So I'm gonna get started on that. I'm gonna throw it together, put them in these nice little festive glasses we found at while we were shopping this week. Laura, you were extravagant with your glass selection this week.
My glass selection was extravagant.
Yeah, we
guys.
just did you pick them out or did Mia pick them out?
I picked them out.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm just trying. I couldn't remember exactly, but yeah, they're beautiful glasses, nice and festive for the holidays. So I'll get cooking.
Yes. I also want to mention that I know inevitably I'm going to get people that say, like, it's not Thanksgiving. Why is your kitchen fully decorated? Because I don't know about you, my turkey tastes exactly the same with my Christmas tree up and my decorations up.
It does. And honestly, why not be happy?
It's just way more festive and way more joyful. And
You know,
I have a kid
Laura,
who like loves it.
I read a study this week that said if you decorate before Thanksgiving, you're just a more festive person. And guess what? It holds
like
true, bro.
it.
All right, I'm going to jump in here real quick for a comment interjection. We have a couple. Laura, everybody says you look fabulous today. Peter Bart said, that's funny. I was thinking you looked knocked up too, Laura. And he got blocked by Brenda 10 seconds after that.
Thank you very
So
much, Brenda.
anyone else, you're not getting a warning. You're just getting blocked.
You're just going to get blocked.
That's the message.
Look, if
you're
anybody's
getting.
pregnant, I have a baby in here somewhere, but it's a turkey baby. It's a little turkey baby.
And
I
Recipe
always feel-
Tested, thank you for joining. She's also
I
moderating
also
tonight.
feel the need to do this. Every time somebody says that, I always feel the need to be like,
No, Laura, you're good.
Wait,
Where
hold
at?
on. Hold on. Cam one. There we go.
where he at?
Where's that baby?
Do you know what this is? This is a woman who likes to eat. Where's the baby?
And there's a man that likes to eat over here.
There is no baby. Ain't no baby here.
Wait, you know what?
But
Actually,
watch what
I don't-
happens when I put this apron on. And you know
Not
who
eat that
taught me
much.
this trick is my dad. My dad always says when you put your apron on, because I like to fold it in half, you put your apron on, and you typically would go up here, but then it will like fall. It's very annoying. So my dad always goes underneath, which is not very flattering, but it's comfortable, okay? What do you want me to do? I need to be comfortable in life. Having said that, we are going to focus on some food for a sec, okay? And then we're going to start getting to your questions. I need a snack to get through this. A snack and a drink. So the first thing I'm going to work on is my crispy boursin. You guys know how I feel about some boursin. Someone said to me, it's not boursin, it's boursin. That's how the
Boursin.
fancy people say it. I am fancy, gosh darn it. I will say boursin, okay?
Boursin.
Like it or not, I'm saying boursin. Boursin!
Boursin.
All right, where's my bowl? Hold on, I lost a bowl. Typically, I would do it with just olives and olive oil, some herbs if you want, throw it in a hot oven. But I take some panko breadcrumbs, not much, that's a lot. And then I moisten them, mamma mia, moist,
I like my turkey moist.
with a bit of olive oil. And then that just kind of gets like really crispy and delicious and like, I don't know, it's just good. You know, I like a little crunch.
Mike, people love your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thanks. You know, actually, I bought it as a. She's not gonna watch, so I don't care. I bought it as a funny thing because my sister-in-law is a nurse and hates the word moist, and I don't really care. I like things moist, like cake and turkey and chicken and all that
People
stuff. So
hate when I say moist, but it is a way
guess who's wearing this at Thanksgiving with the family with her. I don't care.
You'll be here for Thanksgiving. You mean
Well, I
your
mean,
post-Thanksgiving?
Yeah, my post Thanksgiving with the fam too. You know,
Yeah.
obviously.
It is the way to describe something. What do you want me to do? When they say juicy meat,
Juicy sounds way more like.
if I say because juicy boob, like a turkey breast, like what am I gonna say? It sounds worse.
When you refer to a body part as moist, that's weird. Okay, that's just weird and creepy.
Well, if
But
I'm testing out, like if I'm showing you how to make a deliciously moist turkey breast, what do you want me to do? Call it a juicy turkey titty?
wanna call
Or
it what
do
it
you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm surrounding this with olives, and listen, I don't know what they put in these olives at Costco, but they're delicious. They're like, some of them are stuffed with almonds, and then,
Abby C says, I like my cake dry, honestly. I'm going to say to Abby, I'm going to say, I'll eat it dry as long as I can make some ice cream into it. Then I'm fine. But otherwise, give me it moist. Don't isolate that audio. Thanks.
anyway, these olives are delicious. They're from Costco. They're great. It's a humongous jar, And I would say you're never gonna get through it, but you have not met me. I love olives. And I just keep it really simple. You can do some garlic around the edge. I'm just gonna do olive oil. Please don't salt it because you'll have a heart attack. I'm gonna throw this into the oven. I have the oven preheated at 400. It won't take long. I'll keep my eye on it. Somebody please remind me. And while that happens, I will lead Uncle Mike to make his first drink so that I can get to some of your comment. Oh, Borse.
Borse.
I'm going to run over and make a quick adjustment to camera number 5. Mike, go ahead. You got this. You got this.
All right. So what I did was, I started pouring it in while we were talking because I know the thing's pretty full. But again, I did 4 ounces of cranberry. 4 ounces of cranberry. That's your primary in the cranberry. Your primary always gets the most of it, right? I'm making doubles in this. 1 for me, 1 for Laura. So it's a double. So the primary always gets the star of the show. So 4 ounces of cranberry, a splash of OJ. A little bit of triple sec, and again, I put the exact ingredients on my Instagram story, but and I'll give it to you if you would message me. It's no big deal. I always, I have no problem with that. And then I do 2 ounces of tequila, right? And again, you got to do it to taste. And I did a couple mini ladles of the cranberry, the cranberry simple syrup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour this in. I gave it a good shake. I'm gonna pour it in for Larita, right? I actually forgot to get some ice, which is fine. I'm not a perfect person, but I do my best to make it as beautiful as possible. So we're gonna do some ice for Larita for her first one, right? And by the way, whenever you're serving drinks, always have clean hands because it's disgusting when I see bartenders like just doing stuff and they don't have clean hands. Anyway, beyond my pet peeves, you garnish with a beautiful orange in there, right? Because you want that citrus. It's all about the citrus around the holidays. And inside the simple syrup, Laura put these beautiful little cranberries. So you're gonna ladle them on top. Just they might not float because they're gonna float. They're gonna be nice and pretty. They're gonna float nice. And then also I forgot to cut up a lime, but I'm gonna throw a little lime in there for some good measure. So you're gonna see me slice up a lime real quick because why not slice up a lime on live camera? Because it's cool. We're gonna throw that in there as well. So it's all about the fruit, all about the fruit in the cocktail. So I'm gonna bring this over to my girl Larita, and she's gonna take a sip. And you gotta let me know. You gotta critique it. If it's if it needs a little more sweetness, I'll give you that. If it needs a little more spicy, I'll give you that. You tell me.
All right. Somebody said maybe some onion too. I don't know if that's Mike.
It's a wee bit strong.
Strong. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Is that strong?
I don't know if the onion reference is for Laura or for Mike.
It's a wee bit strong.
Okay, that's not strong, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll order you that
I'll
one.
have it.
No. I'll order that one. No.
Laura's got a question. What's in the middle of the olives?
This will be mine.
Oh, some of them are almonds, some are pimento peppers, and some are garlic. There are little cipollini onions in there as well, and I added them right around the olives. I would add some garlic in there, but to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, I just want the cheese with a slumped olive on a Ritz cracker. That's what I want. I did have a question from Brenda that I really wanted to get to really quickly because it's a very important one when it comes to turkey. Most turkeys that you buy will have like a little pop-up thermometer stuck in like the breast area. And Brenda asked me.
What?
I hear you.
What'd I do?
Brenda asked me my thoughts on that little thermometer. I always remove it the second I unwrap my turkey. That thermometer is never accurate. By the time that pops up, the internal temperature of your turkey is 365.
Because they got to be legal, right? That's why.
So overcooked, it is insane. So I always just remove them, and I find that
Here we go, Laura. This is yours. Creamy pour.
you just don't need it.
Look at that
You
creamy.
just don't need it. I don't use it.
Pour.
Could never do it. No.
Yum.
No need for them. Okay. Any tips for deviled eggs? Don't overcook your eggs. And I think deviled eggs need balance. I think deviled eggs don't only need mayo. You need mustard because it's got that tang. You need a splash of either pickle juice or vinegar to give it a little bit more tang. To me, if it doesn't have the balance of that creamy and then richness from the mayo and some tang, they're just very one-dimensional. So I always say taste as you go, and my acid of choice is always pickle juice.
What do you think? Better? Okay.
That right there.
All right, I watered it down for you a little bit.
Wow, that's very good.
That's the key. So Laura, when you're making drinks, that's the key. Listen to your audience. You got to try the drink, see if it tastes good to you, and you got to know your audience, right?
That is good.
Larita likes hers a little bit less sweet, and also less.
I don't like things very sweet.
Yeah, less sweet and less alcohol-y, right?
Yeah.
So we just give it to her that way. And again, it's always a trial and error, but make it how you want it.
Yeah.
Know your guests, and you're good.
That's right. That's right. Okay, I'm going to get to some of your questions from Instagram while Uncle Mike is doing the drinks because I think that's important to get to as many of them as I can. So, Katie, I will butcher your names. Don't come for me. I'm not good like that. Katie Bade said, how soon to take your turkey out of the freezer? The rule of thumb for me is 5 pounds for every day. So say your turkey is like 15 pounds, you're gonna need to have it out for about 3 solid days in the refrigerator. Now, I always feel like that is cutting it close. So I give myself an extra day because I think that in my personal experience, that's when it's been like perfectly thawed, is when I give it that extra day. I would never leave my turkey. You can leave your turkey on the counter at room temperature for up to 2 hours. After that, it's got to go in the fridge because the difference in temperature between, like, imagine, I've said this before, imagine this is a turkey, okay? And it's all frozen, okay? The part down here is going to stay very frozen for a long time. If you leave it on your counter for, say, 8 hours, the outside layer of this part of the turkey, which is the breast, is going to start to thaw. So now that part of the meat is going to be at a different temperature than this part of the meat. That can cause salmonella. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to spend Thanksgiving night in a hospital. So I pay very close attention to that because I don't want parts of my meat to be thawing at a much greater and faster speed than the center of the turkey. I hope that makes sense. That is why I always say I leave it out on my counter for 2-hour increments at a time. Never more than that because it just freaks me out and no one needs to get sick, especially not on my count.
Woo!
Okay, so next question. A 13-pound frozen turkey, when should I put it in the fridge to defrost it? I would put it in the fridge to defrost it Monday. Put it in the fridge Monday. If you plan on dry brining, you want to put it in your fridge tonight. Get it out in your fridge tomorrow morning and leave it in there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then on Tuesday, you're going to dry brine it Tuesday night. And I would just leave it in there with a dry brine until Thursday morning until you're ready to cook it. If you're not ready to cook until Thursday night, then just go ahead and dry brine it on that Wednesday.
I also want to give a shout out to Brenda. Thank you for the super chat. She says, Happy Thanksgiving,
Thank you,
Joe,
Brenda.
Laura, Mike, and Mia. Love and hugs.
Thank you, Brenda. What a queen. Thoughts on fried turkey. Love
Let's
it.
see.
I'm not making it. It freaks
Joe,
me
is it
out.
okay?
I'm going to set my house on fire.
Perfect.
I will literally set my house on fire. Let's see.
All right, I can go through questions for you now since I've gotten the drinks all if you
Go
like.
for it.
Okay. Can you leave your turkey in the fridge? Can you leave your turkey in the fridge for too long?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Well, you don't want to have a fully thawed turkey right now, and then you don't plan on cooking it for a week.
Let's see.
Time it accordingly. That's
Can
for
you make
sure.
your stuffing recipe the night before? Is that possible?
Here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. I would dry out the bread the night before. Cook your sausage, your leeks, your celery, your wine. Cook it all together. Store the bread on the counter uncovered. Store all of your filling in a container in the fridge. The next day, unite everything together. I don't like to assemble the day before because then you lose so much texture in that bread. It just becomes so soggy and like just mush, and I don't want that. So assemble before you bake it, but you can prepare all of your components ahead of time. And to me, I feel like half the battle is always preparing your components. Like you're cutting and you're cooking and you're blah, 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 and then the kitchen's a mess. And what can you do? So as much as you can get done ahead of time, you should do. Which is why I do the dry browning method. Like my turkey is in the fridge. It's done. I don't have to do anything to it with the exception of put some butter on it and then throw it into the oven. My stuffing, all of the components for that is done. For my sweet potato casserole, I roast the sweet potatoes days in advance and I keep it in the fridge, and then all I have to do is literally mix, throw it into the oven. Cranberry sauce can get done 3-4 days in advance. If you're doing a green bean casserole and you're using fresh green beans, blanch them ahead of time. If you're making a homemade cream of mushroom soup. Make it ahead of time, and then all you have to do is unite. If you go to my Instagram at Mrs. Vitale, there is a Thanksgiving prep highlight from last year where I literally run down for you an entire week's worth of prep that you can get done this week. That way you can ensure yourself a very blissful Thanksgiving without a lot of hassle, without lots of things to do, because nobody wants that.
I gotta tell you, Laura, that was gold last year. I was following along during your prep and that stuff, and I was like, this is like insane how easy you make this to follow along.
And something that people don't know, I don't think people realize, which is why I didn't do it this year. They know because they basically live here. When I do the prep along for you, anytime I've done it, I literally cook I follow each step every day because I want to ensure that what I am sharing with you, it is as accurate as possible. When I share with you oven temperatures and changing oven temperatures, and I am doing it along with you. I have done it ahead of time so that I can ensure that it is foolproof. So that prep along from last year, it is golden. It is on point. It is so detailed. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, in my humble opinion.
IMHO.
Mac and cheese recipe. I do have a great mac and cheese recipe. I believe it's from last year around Thanksgiving. It is our favorite mac and cheese recipe. My brother-in-law and my nephews, especially Ben, I believe, said that it's the best mac and cheese he's ever had because I made it for last Thanksgiving. So
Your mac and cheese is bomb.
It's so good.
All right, so 2 questions from the audience. Anali_LOL says, thoughts on a fried turkey?
Like I said, I love a fried turkey. I'm never going to make one because rest assured, I will set my house on fire.
She will.
Okay.
She will definitely set the house on fire.
I definitely
That was
would.
short, sweet, and to the point. How about another question? It's from someone who says, how do you go about making it? What are options if you don't have a working oven?
Oof,
Tough.
that's tough. All right, rotisserie chicken. I'm not kidding. Pick up a rotisserie chicken. Pick up a couple cans of cranberry sauce, because let's face it, it rules. Although my homemade jelly cranberry sauce, Mike.
Oh, guys.
To
guys,
die.
If you have not seen or heard her recipe or went to laurenkitchen.com and tried that recipe for her jelly cranberry sauce, that's my favorite. I don't care what anybody says. It's my favorite. It's my opinion, and I'm going to
But
stick with
everybody
it.
agrees. Like
But
they are.
let me tell you, I brought some home and I nursed it because it's like, it's so good. And I just take like one bite a day. And I'm like, this is
really
gold.
good.
It's gold. So find it.
I would do store-bought cranberry sauce, a rotisserie chicken, make some mashed potatoes. You can make a green bean casserole. It does not have to go into the oven. I would just let it simmer on the stovetop in a shallow skillet. What else do you really need?
I mean, that's pretty
That's pretty much it.
much it.
I
Yeah.
hate to break it to you, but it's pretty much it.
_Bali says, do you use chafing dishes to keep things warm?
I don't, but I have timed my meal to be pretty on point, if you ask me. And it's all laid out for you in the prep along.
So going in, Stronger with Lisa says, going into the holidays, what's the best finger food for a crowd? Not just for Thanksgiving, but for any kind of holiday party.
You know, I think that's a really good question, and I think you need to think about what you can do.
Mini glizzies.
That is really easy. I think any of these recipes would be really easy because they just are. There's not a whole lot that goes into making them, but they're all really delicious. In my personal opinion, I would stay away from anything. Just burped. My apologies. I would stay away from anything that requires hands-on. Like if you're doing appetizers and you're doing 2 or 3, and they all require such meticulous hands-on action, that's not relaxing. That's not for me. I would do something like I would do some bacon wrapped dates stuffed with goat cheese, which you'll see next week. I would do a whipped feta, a whipped brie. That's also coming next week. It's so good. I would do little smokies, which I'll show you in just a bit. Those can sit in the crock pot on warm for all night long. The bacon wrapped little dates, you do need to bake those last minute, but you can assemble them the day before. And to me, that's actually the best part, is if I can do the prep ahead of time, then that saves me all of the work. something like a bruschetta, you can do ahead of time. A crostini, you can do components of it ahead of time. You can roast your pears ahead of time. You can toast your bread ahead of time. And then you can sort of let everybody assemble it themselves. Like the toasted bread, the thing, and the salami, like let them assemble it. I would just really stay away from like mini beef Wellingtons where the temperature has to be 140 degrees with each little, I'm not doing that. I'm starved for all I care. I'm not
So
doing that.
what if someone, we got a question in the chat that says, what if someone's oven is not big enough for a turkey?
Oh,
There's some options out there for
well,
you for sure.
yeah, spatchcock it.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's a good point too. If you're looking to redo your kitchen, you got to watch out. If you buy one of those ovens, like the double one that's got the short, like the double oven that's too short.
Yep.
Just be careful because a lot of people don't think about the turkey's probably the biggest thing you're going to put in there all year.
So
Pretty
I
much
would
everything else will
spatchcock
fit.
it. You can spatchcock it yourself, which is really easy. And essentially all it means is that you take out the backbone, you flip it so that it's cut side down onto a work surface and you press on it so that it sort of lays flat and the backbone breaks. And that like bone right here breaks so that it roasts flat. And then you literally roast it flat. Do you remember when I did that for Thanksgiving? What year was that I did a spatchcock turkey?
Oh, I don't remember. Also, somebody asked, "Where's your prep along?" It is Instagram, right?
It is on Instagram at Mrs. Vitale.
I'll put that in the chat.
It's in a highlight called Prep Thanksgiving TG Prep Along. I did my spatchcock turkey method several years ago, and it was spectacular, and it was delicious, and it cooked in half the time. Yeah, it's good.
Awesome,
No
awesome.
complainns.
So I got to comment on that. I've had your spatchcock chicken, and I'll tell you, Laura, like your spatchcock chicken is out of this world. I love, and the chicken under the brick you do, all that stuff, right? So I feel like if you do it with chicken, you could do it with turkey. You know, it's just a matter of the cooking
just
time.
adjust the time. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
You know,
you-
it's
you
obviously
really-
a much bigger bird we're talking about.
You do an outstanding job with the spatchcock. Actually, I really enjoy, and I think it doesn't it slice easier too.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I also made a recipe, which I'll be posting tomorrow to IG, so follow me there if you don't already. I made a recipe for chicken leg quarters the other day because I got a question by somebody in my DMs. It stuck with me. She said, do you have any option for someone who is on a budget? I wasn't planning on hosting Thanksgiving, but now I have 6 people coming to my apartment, and I am limited on space and I'm limited on budget. And I made these leg quarters. Babe, how were they? They were
Delish.
absolutely freaking sensational. I did a low and slow cook method, and then I increased the heat at the sort of the end so that it really got like burnished brown. The leg quarters, 6 pounds was $5 and like $5.70. They were unbelievably inexpensive. They were so delicious. I am not even kidding when I say I want to make a batch of that alongside the turkey because that's how good they were, and I would maybe even prefer that over the turkey. Is that why
Yeah.
they were sensational?
Somebody in the chat a few minutes ago, it's probably, you gotta scroll up to see it. They asked, "What is your non-traditional traditional at your Thanksgiving table?" And I think the answer is Papa Sal.
Yeah, I would definitely say Papa Sal.
He's
Papa
the
Sal, hands down.
non-traditional part of our.
Non-traditional, traditional.
Yeah,
He
is.
refuses to eat the Thanksgiving food.
Yeah.
Speaking of non-traditional for Thanksgiving, another question we have, Laura, from Maribel Villalobos says, when would you take out a ham? The same as the turkey?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. There you go. There you go. GDP says fried turkey was so good. I had it once and it was very moist.
I
agree.
love it.
I agree.
love a fried turkey. I'm
Listen.
just afraid.
Listen, if you haven't read it yet,
Moist.
Wait, let's get a shot of it.
I'm slicing up some pears because I really want to roast them with some marsala and olive oil and a pinch of salt. And then I want to put them on my bread with a bit more boursin.
Boursin.
Boursin. And maybe use it to death. I don't know. But I just like it.
Somebody in the chat asked, "Where's Joe?" Somebody already answered him
yes.
behind the camera.
And also, Joe, they got a question for you about the chickens. Your chicken coop cam. Is it still live?
Still
we
live.
haven't heard from that in a little
It's
while.
still live. You can check it out if you go just search live chicken cam on YouTube. I think it's the first result. Brenda's in there all the time. She's in the chat. She's there all the time.
Oh, Brenda, my favorite.
We actually are going to be rehoming one of our roosters. We have 2 right now. They tend to get into like a death match where they will not stop fighting. They haven't done it yet, but they will. And right now, one of them is very loud, and I don't want to bother anybody. So
yeah. Yeah.
we're
Well-
at that point, we should do it now before it disrupts everybody in the coop. You know.
Susie Bachicha says, 17-pound turkey. I'm in the fridge today.
Yep.
Yep, you in the fridge today, girl. Get it in. Get it in.
So Laura, asking for a friend, can we defrost our turkey the same day we can we do it? Can we start defrosting on Thanksgiving morning?
No.
Oh, do not do that.
No. I wouldn't.
What's going on upstairs? Is
It's
somebody-
your
is
child
somebody
probably
building a new
doing
house?
jump ropes. Hands down. Okay. Hit me with all of your Thanksgiving questions, even the ones on IG, because I really want to be able to get to as many as I.
Lucy777. You can just not watch if you'd like. Thanks. Okay.
Wait, what did she say?
You're not going to have 3 sips of liquor and pretend to be obnoxiously drunk again, are you? She can just not watch. It's cool.
Wait, which one's this?
Maybe. Lucy777. It's like a bot or something.
I don't know.
Okay. If I bought the sourdough today, can I put it in the fridge until Wednesday to dry out?
Today?
Dry out. I like it moist, so I'm not going for dry.
It's a long time.
I see a.
It's a long time. It's 5 days. You could try it. You could try it.
I'm a little confused by Angel M's comment. Stuffing versus dressing. Is there a difference?
I don't understand why it's called a dressing.
I don't know either. That's a little different for me. I've never heard of that.
It's a southern thing. I think it's a southern thing.
Angel M, where are you from? Where are
Yeah.
you from? I'm interested.
But I don't think that there's an actual
You think-
difference. Yeah.
Okay, so Mary B says, is there a substitute for evaporated milk in your pumpkin pie recipe? I love you, Laura.
I would use half and half.
Half and half, okay. Man, we are blowing through these questions like... Oh, man, I'll tell you. Let's see. What does Papa Sal eat on Thanksgiving if he doesn't eat Thanksgiving food? Oh, boy, this is a tough
okay,
one.
so if anyone out there in the audience, and I'm sure a lot of you do, if anyone in the audience has a child, and you know how like when you make like, I don't know, steak au poivre and they want chicken nuggets? It's kind of like that, where Laura has to make a whole different meal.
So I always do a pot of sauce for my dad and my daughter, because my daughter will not eat any Thanksgiving food. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So I just make a pot of sauce and meatballs, and then I'll do maybe some broccoli rabe. And
How about I just do it for you? Okay, ready? This is Papa Sal. Hey, louder! Hey, louder! What is this? What is this? What is this? This is not
no,
food.
I don't like. He goes.
This is not food, louder. Oh.
He's like,
Not
I don't like
suitable for the
turkey.
humans.
I don't like turkey. Mashed potato is much butter. I don't like butter.
Half of
Hey,
it's
louder.
in Italian, though. Half of it's in Italian.
Mm-hmm.
He'll come in, he'll be angry about something that happened, somewhere else, at work or something.
Hey, louder! I
But
work
then
so
half
hard.
the sentence is about that.
Wait, I'm
and
gonna
then
tell
the
you a
other
funny
half-
story.
Or he crashed his car again. That's
I'm
not.
working so hard, louder! I'm working so hard.
I gotta tell you a funny story. I will censor the curse word. He called me the other day, and his car is giving him trouble. And it starts, it doesn't start. Starts, it doesn't start. So he said, Laura, my car is on the Fritz.
The frites, yeah.
I said, you mean the Fritz? And he goes, oh no, it's stop.
Every time he comes here, okay. So Papa Sal, I got it. I have a very, I have a good relationship with Papa Sal. Probably better than most son-in-laws. have
Papa
with their
Sal
father-in-law.
loves Joe.
But the only problem I have with him is when he shows up and decides that he wants to go fix his car without letting me know. You see, because like a torque wrench, you're not supposed to use those to take off bolts, only put them on. And he needed a pry bar one day. Well, there goes that torque wrench. And then, he'll just randomly
And Joe
show
doesn't
up
say
without
anything,
without
'cause
any
he would
warning.
never want to
No,
disrespect.
I'll just go get a new torque wrench. And then I hide the new one. So, but yeah, he's and every time he comes here, I ask him, "What happened to your car? Why is the bumper hanging off?" I was driving erratically, and somebody was in front of me. What do you want from me?
He goes, I said, why do you have electrical tape holding your back bumper? Why'd you ask questions?
When I asked him that
Why?
question, he said, "Joe, because you didn't put the bolt in it to hold it on." And I said, "What do you mean put a bolt in it to hold it on? It needs clips. You got to take it to a body shop." He says, "No, Joe, go down in your basement and find me a screw that we can put through the bumper, and we can just put the screw to hold the bumper on. I don't
My
care
favorite.
if I can see the screw." So I went and got a drill and I screwed the bumper on. Now there's a nice, beautiful screw right there on the side of the.
My favorite is
Hey.
when he said, I said, why do you have electrical tape holding up your back bumper? Why do you ask questions? Why? Why you want to know? As if I'm like the FBI and like I'm going to do something. I'm like, I'm not. Nothing is going to happen. Like, calm down. It's really fine.
Oh, we got a savior in the audience. Emily BH says, I think stuffing equals dressing if the stuffing If you stuff
It's
the
not-
dressing inside the turkey. If you do not cook it in the turkey, it's a
That's
dressing.
correct. If you read the comments on Laura's most recent stuffing video, a lot of people said, "I'm sorry, but this is not stuffing. You cooked it outside the turkey. It is dressing."
I prefer it outside
Listen,
outside.
I care about what is the word I'm looking for? Cross contamination, like that kind of stuff. Like
Well,
what
I
is
mean,
the
it's
word?
cooked anyway, but I get what
No,
you're saying.
what is the word? What is the word I'm looking for? I care about like
Okay, so like when kids don't want their mashed potatoes to be next to the gravy because they touch each other.
no. I mean like safety wise.
Yeah, but the bird's
No,
cooking.
no,
Oh,
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm explain. Let me explain. I can't do the stuffing inside the turkey, and I'm going to tell you why.
you just don't like the cavity
If
juices.
you want a perfectly cooked turkey, there's a high chance that the very inside cavity that's been stuffed with bread and meat
She's getting wild.
is gonna have bloody juices still running
Blech.
through it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I have seen it with my own ojos, okay? I have
Mike
seen
likes it
it
moist, but he doesn't want the
I don't
cavity
go
juice.
that moist, baby. That's a
cannot.
no-no for Uncle Mike.
I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Like, it makes me crazy. Or you cook it to death to ensure that the stuffing is cooked through. I'm just not going to do that. And
No.
people will say, but I like the flavor of turkey in my stuffing.
Me too.
That is why you make a turkey stock.
Yes. Wow.
Make a turkey stock because think about it. Essentially, what is stuffing? Stuffing is bread soaked in a liquid. What's that liquid you say? Turkey stock that's been speckled with things like celery and wine and sausage and fresh herbs, and it's delicious. But
Sausage
essentially,
and
it is-
stuffing makes my tummy tickle.
I'm
Let's put
telling
it that
you.
way.
But
Mike, listen.
essentially,
How many steps you get a day, Mike?
I do between 15 and 20, depending. I work if I
Somebody
three to
asked.
five
They
hours.
want to know what's the mixed master doing to lose weight. He's looking good.
Oh my
Flex,
God.
man. Yeah,
Oh my
flex,
God.
bro.
Oh, I like it moist.
Anyway, in short, I just can't do it. It's beyond me. I have seen turkeys that it was the stuffing came out and so did red drippings, and I'm not spending my evening in the ER. I'm just not.
I mean,
Well,
it
I
would
care
probably
about
not
food
be
safety.
the evening. It would probably take a few hours. It'd be like 3 in the morning.
I care about food safety. I do. I can't help it, but I do.
So Abby K. Mitch says, what was the first liquid on the pears, please? On the pears.
Marsala.
Oh yeah, we
Marsala.
didn't get to cover that. Okay, so Marsala wine. Marsala wine.
A little olive oil.
What's up with the
Marsala.
little baby wieners? What are we doing over here?
Okay, I love this. Don't tell me
Glizzies.
why it works. This is the most American thing. Don't tell me why it works, okay?
That'd be my rapper name, Lil Glizzy.
Baby wieners, a bit of,
Whoa.
Is that Sweet
BBQ?
Baby Ray's?
that is sweet baby
Did
rays.
Mark Zuckerberg send you that one?
Whoa.
I don't know what that
Sweet
means.
Baby Ray's? Everybody knows that.
I don't know. You just threw me for a loop with that, but I'm gonna let you go with it.
Sweet chili sauce.
Smoking some meats.
Just hear me
Smoking
out. I don't
meats.
know why it works, but it's good. And you want to know how good it is?
Yeah.
Real good.
Listen, I've never doubted you one time. Not once. Even
Better
your worst
not.
recipe is your best.
And a little grape jelly. Again, why it works? I don't make the rules.
She don't make the rules.
Okay. And then, jalapeno.
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 A little jalapeno. There's a lot of sweetness going on, and you can do this in a crock pot and leave them on like warm, and they're just like delicious. You can also add meatballs to this if you want to.
Did you know I used to have a stepdad from Pakistan who used to call them jalapenos, and he thought that's what they were actually called?
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That'd be my DJ name, Jalapenos. DJ
Jalapeno.
Jalapenos.
And like, just get those warmed up. I put a lid on that. Let those warm up. They are delicious. Okay, let me see what's going on in the oven.
While you do that, I'm going to read from Robert Schiavone. Says, Laura, you are one of the top 3 master chefs on my rating spectrum. I admire you, and you're not only I love how you're not selfish as far as holding my back, my real family recipes, and never let you down. You're a professional, kiddo. And then Ruth says, Papa Sal's the Italian version of my Mexican dad. There's some Thanksgiving food he
Yes.
won't touch, and
Yes.
we have always had
Yeah.
a Mexican dish included for him.
One time, this was a long time ago. I was maybe, I don't know how old I was. I had to be 16, 17, 16 maybe? I don't know, some along those lines. I used to have a friend named Shannon, okay? Now-
Is this why your dad threw your phone out the window on 295?
No, that's because I wouldn't stop texting.
Oh.
Who needs a refill, by the way? Anybody?
I had a friend.
Okay.
I had a friend named
Sophia's like,
Shannon,
no.
and she had asked me if I wanted to have a sleepover.
Wait.
Do you think that my Italian parents would let me have a sleepover? Do you think my Italian dad would allow me to have a sleepover, especially at someone's house that has no rules? I made the mistake of asking Papa Sal. I said, Papa Sal, can I go sleep over Shannon's house tonight? I've never had a sleepover with friends. Mind you, I'm close to 17. And he goes, is there something wrong with your bed? Or is there something wrong?
Poor
Yeah,
Papa.
you
your
gotta
nice
say with the
warm bed?
accent, which was even
Is there
thicker back
something
then.
wrong with your bed?
But you got to paint a picture of what Papa Sal looked like back then. He had the high socks.
Papa
the
Sal was a
fanny pack.
DJ.
He had a fanny pack.
He did.
I didn't meet
He
him in those
goes-
days.
He goes, is there something wrong with your bed? I said, no, it's just like to hang out. And he goes, so you going to sleep to hang out? What do you mean? I said, like you hang out until late in the morning and then you pass out. And he goes, okay, you go. I pick you up when she sleeps.
Oh boy.
It was a no. And the funny thing is, the thought of me having a sleepover makes me laugh because it would never happen. Like the only place she's going for a sleepover would be like a family member, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law. Like it would not. She's not going to a sleepover at a friend's house. Listen, it's now in my DNA. I thought he was nuts, but turns out I'm a female, smaller version of him. Okay.
It's fine. It's
You know,
fine.
I got to tell you something that bothers me to no end in this kitchen, Laura. And that is that you do. I'm gonna pan this up for a second. She puts her wreath up there, but nobody gets to see it ever.
Aw.
Okay,
Well,
you'll
what if
never
it
see
hangs here?
I don't know how we would do that. We have to screw a hole in that thing. When I built this kitchen, I had to lower that
Magnets,
hood.
magnets, Joe.
That hood is 6 or 8 inches lower than what
that?
what code would require because we don't use it. But
about
you wouldn't
this?
see it otherwise. It would be so high up.
How about this?
That's good. Let's leave it there. That's much better. You make it so festive, but nobody gets to enjoy it.
I know. Much better.
Much
Yeah.
better. Much better.
You could probably do a couple magnets, Joe. You are the magnet master.
That's true. I could
We
throw
should
a
call you
couple-
Magneto.
Throw a couple of neodymiums on the back and one on the front would be good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so team no sleepovers here. Uncle Mike would never allow me to have a sleepover with friends, just so you know.
No, no,
Never.
not at all. Not at all.
Never. So now
A refill?
I feel very he's very justified in the
You
way
know what
he
though?
feels.
Having a daughter, I don't disagree with him.
That's my
That's
point.
just how it is.
That's my point.
it.
Like you never I just
By the
know
way,
it.
I got a great shot of these back here. The bread back here. You want to tell me about the breads? We're looking at the breads.
Meats.
Bellissimo.
Beautiful. Now this is not. What are you gonna do? You can make a bruschetta
This
with
is a crostini.
Okay, because you didn't do it on the bruschetta pan.
No, bruschetta means charred.
Bruschetta.
If it's not charred, it's a crostini. Brr. Okay. The pears are in there. You know what should we start working on? I'm going to text my sister because I need Pepperidge Farm.
Pepperidge Farm.
What in the world? No, I need puff pastry.
Puff pastry.
I cannot. But it's in the fridge.
Recipe
So-
tested said you lose out on adding the aromatics to the bird after losing that flavor.
True that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
True that.
Martha Stewart says that she's gotten salmonella multiple times. Abby C says.
From what? The turkey?
I guess from the turkey, from the stuffing, yeah.
We don't play, boo.
I did
we
see a few Martha Stewart
don't
videos that were questionable.
play.
There's that one with the,
we
with the meatloaf.
stuff with
I mean,
aromatics
I'm just putting that out there.
so that there's
And somebody
plenty
said
of
that
air
Laura
to
had a lot of
circulate.
drinks while she's cooking. Martha Stewart is...
Wait, she does?
Martha Stewart is like...
known for it.
She's known to be
don't know.
intoxicated on set. Come on now. Come
I
on
really
now.
don't know. No, I don't know.
I don't want to talk bad about nobody.
No, me either, me either. I do love me some Martha Stewart home cooking. I mean, come on now. Come on now.
She's friends with Snoop Dogg too.
Yo, she's
And
pretty
he-
for her age, too. Have
and-
you
and
seen her?
he's-
She's
and he's
fabulous.
nice.
Uncle Mike would date her, you know? Why not? You know?
We were at a thing with Snoop one day.
Oh
and
my
He couldn't
gosh.
figure out how to use the software to do like he was supposed to DJ and he couldn't figure it out.
He cannot DJ
So
to
he
save his
just-
life.
So he just rolled a joint under the table and just started smoking and sat back. And said, I don't know
That's
what to do.
Snoop Dogg. That's
And they
Snoop Dogg.
just put on some mix. That was
The
it.
little green man.
Okay. These are looking good. Uncle Mike, you can hit me with the questions.
Stephanie said, my family's been stuffing this bird my entire life and no one has ever gotten sick. Just take the internal temperature. And I'm sure that's the case. I mean, I'm sure if you're really safe
I mean,
about it.
listen, lots of
fine.
people do it. Lots of people do it. I'm just telling you why I don't. But obviously, lots of people do it. Not everybody gets salmonella. I'm
Jojo
just
B
telling
says,
you, I get freaked
Well,
out.
hold on. The way salmonella works, I'm just going to give you the 2-second version. In order to get the salmonella, the bird had to already have the salmonella in the flock, and that's very unusual to begin with. But it does happen. I shouldn't say very unusual. It's unusual. Not every bird has salmonella in it when you buy it.
Right.
But if
Yeah.
it does and it's undercooked, then you're going to get the salmonella. And there, and that comes from a wild bird gets into the farm or whatever, and then once they have it forever. Even if you treat them, they're still alive
Right.
but it's in the bird. So yeah.
2 quick questions for you, Lar. One from Jojo B. And Joe, by the way, nice job with that explanation, because I didn't even know that.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
so
I
it
love-
doesn't mean every bird has it. It just means that you may get it if the bird.
Queen
also-
vibes!
For sure.
Queen! Come in for a second. Queen. Text after me. Hello.
Who's this?
Text after me. Thank you. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Slay.
Somebody said in the chat, Snoop apparently just announced he's going to stop smoking, which I think
He
is
did.
unlikely.
What?
He did announce it. I saw that. I don't know if it's true, though, but he did. He did announce. I was like, I read
He's
that,
like,
and I was
"You know
like,
what?
till tomorrow.
This ain't cool anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
No, he's probably like, until tomorrow.
I got 2 quick fire questions for you. What do you think about adding chestnuts to sausage stuffing from Jojo B?
I love it.
Okay, I'm not a fan of chestnuts myself personally.
Love it. I
Not a
love it.
fan, but
I love it. The hint of sweetness, a bit of crunch. Love it.
okay, so there's that. I'm in charge of green beans this year. What's your favorite recipe?
Green bean almondine.
There you go.
All day,
Oh,
every day.
you do the green bean almondine. You're never
Wait a
gonna
minute
go back.
though. That green beans you made last week.
Yeah.
Whatever they were the best green beans I ever had in my life. Laura, what were they? Please tell me, because I
They were
need
green
to
bean
know.
almondine.
No.
Yeah, the only difference is I didn't put all the almonds on top because I
Oh.
ate the toasted almonds. But
Okay. Well,
it's so simple. You blanch the green beans. Oh no, that was something else.
I didn't taste like your almond.
That was something else.
because I don't really like almondine that much.
What?
No, yeah, I never did.
You haven't had mine.
Or the weird green bean
Blanched
casserole.
Green bean. I don't like green bean casserole that much.
Stephanie says chestnuts give you gas. I never knew that.
I
Oh
didn't know
well,
that.
then maybe that's
Yes, I did.
maybe that's why I don't like them.
Oh, we learned they give Laura gas.
Green bean almondine. Once you make those, you'll never make another recipe again. You blanch your green beans, French style green beans, nice and thin, really pliable, really good. Mwah, chef's kiss, Blanch them, put them aside, and then in a nice large skillet, you do a good amount of butter, and you saute that until it gets really nice and like brown, because you want that that butter to be nice and golden. You add your slivered almonds and get those nice and toasted. You add your blanched green beans in, a good amount of salt. You toss them really well in those buttery almondy juices, and then finish it with a bit of parsley and a squeeze of lemon. They are sensational. I like to take things a little bit further and do fried shallots and garlic chips to sprinkle on top, and the combination of all of those together is so good. It's insane. You're going to have to trust me.
Stephanie,
All right.
who just told us about the chestnuts and the gas, also says 48 years she's been eating stuffing cooked in the bird and never been sick.
Good. Thank God. Thank God. God bless you.
Thank goodness for that.
And I have eaten it that way, by the way. My uncle makes it that way, and I do enjoy it. I eat it that way, but I prefer it outside. So I guess you guys would call it dressing. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so we have. Is this live from Danny? No, it's not live. It's definitely not live.
Wait, did somebody
Like-
ask if this is live?
Of course it's live. What are you talking about? All right, tree up before or after Thanksgiving. I'll give my opinion first because I'm an after Thanksgiving guy.
Now I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you
I'm
my,
the day after Thanksgiving tree.
I will tell you.
But Laura has a good reason.
I'm going to tell you. Historically, for the past 25 years I've lived in this great country, we have always put our tree up the night of Thanksgiving. And we always decorate the rest of the house, especially the outside, the weekend after Thanksgiving, or the weekend of Thanksgiving, if you will. Having said that, when I had a child, and she was little, didn't really gather things too much, that was still the tradition. But the last 2 years has been the first time that we put our tree up the week before Thanksgiving, because A, she just is so happy and she's so excited and she wants to see all the lights up and all the decorations everywhere. Which
She used to
brings
stand
me-
there, and I'll never forget when she was a baby, when she would first walk.
Yeah.
She'd go up to the tree and just stand there and look up
She would
at
just
it.
stare.
And just stare. And it was the cutest, absolute cutest thing.
She loves it, okay? Loves it. And also for me, because of what I do, and I try to give you a couple weeks heads up on each thing that's going on. Like I've been sharing Thanksgiving recipes with you for the past month. because that's my job. I need to give you plenty of time to share the things and for you to make a plan and decide what you want to make and what you don't. Same thing goes for, the holiday season. And I like the atmosphere to really reflect what I'm working on. I like the twinkle lights from the Christmas tree in the background. I just like things around me to reflect that joyful season. And so I put the tree up the week before Thanksgiving. I don't put my tree up on the 1st of November, but we put our Christmas tree up a couple nights ago. So it's not like it's been up forever. It's typically the week before Thanksgiving. And for the last 2 years, it was the last week of November, which was late. So it didn't really feel all that late, if you ask me. But we haven't done the outside just yet. That we still have to do.
Yes. So
which we always do the weekend after Thanksgiving.
So Lisa Ann says, do you call your red sauce gravy or sauce?
Sauce.
We call ours gravy, so it confuses our friends and others. So I know you say sauce. I'm gonna tell you, from my family's perspective, I'm third generation. I would say
you're Italian American.
yes, I'm Italian
From
American.
Italian American, it is gravy. Why? I don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you why. I actually know why.
Tell me.
For an Italian American, traditionally the Americans put gravy over top of their meat, like brown gravy, white gravy, right? So the Italians, when they opened up their restaurants, they said, well, we put sauce on our meat. We put red sauce on our meat. So they called it Italian gravy, right? Because they wanted to call it like it's our own version of gravy.
That makes
because we put it
sense.
over top of meat. So whenever my grandma growing up would cook anything with meat in it, any kind of like Sunday sauce with meat in it, she'd call it gravy. So it just stuck. It just stuck because it was an Italian American thing when we first came over from overseas. That's what happened. So in reality, I was just Italian Americans adapting to the culture of America and trying to make their businesses flourish because people didn't know what this red sauce was, right? So they would call Italian gravy, right? And we put it over
So
meat.
interesting.
Cool,
I
right?
like that. I never knew the reason. I call it sauce because, like I said, I'm just not used to it. For me, when I came to America, gravy was the stuff you put on turkey, the stuff you put on roast beef, pulled pork, or whatever, roast pork. If it was red, it was a sauce. It was Sunday sauce. There are different kinds of sauces, right? I would never call meat sauce a marinara sauce. Like I would never call a sauce without meat is not a Sunday sauce.
Yeah.
It's usually marinara, amatriciana, whatever. But if I say I'm making a pot of sauce, rest assured it's my Sunday sauce. Otherwise, I'd say I'm making a pot of marinara, I'm making a pot of whatever, bolognese or whatever. But again, I think it just varies depending on where you grew up, what you're used to, that type of thing.
Vanessa N, she says, I'm Cuban. We always had the roast pork and motos for Thanksgiving and Noche Buena. And I got to tell you, shout out to, I love hearing about different cultures. It just makes me so happy that we can celebrate that. So
that's how you get to know people.
Yeah.
That's how you get to know a culture is through their food and through their traditions.
Lauda, how many trips to Miami have we taken when we go and get Cuban breakfast? And it has cafe con leche, the Cuban bread. The Cuban culture is very close to my heart. I love them. You guys have great food. And I always get, whenever I go down to Florida.
You know I'm an honorary Latina, so
Oh, yeah.
it speaks to me. Just saying.
Yep. All
I'm
right, let's see.
stretching out my very cold puff pastry, which is a good thing. You want it to be very, very cold. But I'm just stretching that out.
I'll tell you what, you shout out to the fans out there. You guys are all like chatting together and just keeping the conversation
love
going.
that.
It's just so cool to see organic conversation happening
Isn't that
outside
great?
of just asking questions.
That's the best.
So Laura, what are your takes on gravy from Madison Henning? Do you have any
gravy.
takes?
I love gravy. I think gravy is only as good as your stock and your drippings, though, right? So, to me, gravy is it's only ever going to be as good as really rich, intense turkey drippings and your stock, right? So, my favorite way to make gravy is to add good quality stock and wine to my roasting pan when I roast the turkey. As it cooks and all those turkey drippings and all those buttery, like herby drippings kind of flow into the pan, you take those and then you add a bit of, homemade stock to that. And then you have just like the most delicious, rich gravy. I don't like too thick of a gravy because that kind of weirds me out. I feel like it just starts to taste a bit thick and clumpy and gluey. I like a nice, I'm gonna say runny gravy, but I don't mean runny as in like really thin. I just mean I don't want it to be gloopy, you know? But yeah, I love a gravy. I have to have a gravy. I can't have a turkey without
The
gravy.
gravy's banging. So if you do need the gravy recipe, LauraInTheKitchen.com, everybody. Boom
Boom,
chakalaka.
boom. Watch my latest turkey video because it really explains a lot.
You know, when you start making turkey around this time of year, like you make 15 of them, I'm coming over and
I
having
made so many turkeys.
all the turkeys because I love me some turkeys, and I know it's one of my favorite things. Jules Pagani said, "What kind of cocktails do you make, Mike?" I made a cranberry margarita. So if you want to spice up your holiday, get a cranberry margarita going. I went through the ingredients earlier in the recipe, and I also have it on my Instagram story. So if you need the recipe, just hit me up, and I'll give it to you more than happy. Okay, so we have a lot of questions in here, but a lot of good stuff. How can I roast chestnuts from Princess? Do you have a recipe on Laura in the Kitchen for that?
I have a Reels on.
I think you have a really old recipe on how to do it. A really old one from like maybe
You
10
think
years
so?
ago. Yeah, I feel like I remember a picture I took of that.
You do?
I think if you type chestnuts in search, if someone wants to go check for me, search the website for chestnuts and just put in the chat if we have it. I don't know if it'll let you paste the link, but just let me know. I'm pretty sure we did. I feel like Laura talked about the process at some point.
I know I have
Awesome.
a Reels on it.
I'm talking like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, it probably needs to be redone.
I
Back
think this-
then, it was easier to just like film everything because it was like more accepted and YouTube didn't have so much content. But now if I want to make a video on just roasting chestnuts, people would throw chestnuts at me.
You're like, I don't want to watch that. It's too easy.
Yeah, like whatever happened to you and talent? And it's like,
Well, that's why so many people have grown up with you, Laura, because you show
know.
them the basics that most people don't get.
Right.
People don't realize that when we started this, there was no cooking show on YouTube. People laughed and said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
like this.
bruschetta was the first recipe, dude. Like,
The word influencer didn't exist yet.
I
That's
think
how long ago it was.
I remember sitting at your table, your dining room table, when we first started talking about this, right?
Downstairs basement.
Yeah, downstairs basement. We had some great times down there. And we were like, the internet really doesn't have any YouTube videos, right? And I mean, there's not much on cooking. And we're like, Laura's a great cook. Like everything I ate of hers is amazing. And we
Mike,
just started
I think-
shooting.
Is your body pack on your back or on your front?
On my front.
It's weird. It's
Yeah.
choppy a little bit.
Oh, sorry. So then I said, I was like, we should do it. So it just really like showing people the basics and seeing all the people in the chat and in your comments always say, I learned the basics from you. And that's really what you need to have. That's a base. When you scroll through Instagram and you see all these videos of people making the shock videos, people like just taking bites of this amazing food, right? You're like, how did they get there? How do you cut? How do you like do this stuff?
Right.
You
only
show
see-
cutting.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
People don't see the whole thing when you watch these 30-second versions of things. But
It was just real and raw, and I love
everybody
it.
had an 8-minute attention span when we started this, and now everybody wants 6 seconds. All right, I'm out of here.
6 seconds,
Yeah.
and they scroll by. Yeah, it's crazy. Laura, do you cook? Maria says, do you cook? I recommend a good food processor. I'm making your pies. I need one ASAP. I need to use my hands.
So
I'm going to try to find it.
the
and see if I
Cuisinart,
can tag
it's
it.
got to be the Cuisinart one. That is the best food processor of all time. It is expensive. I'm not going to lie to you, but I've had mine for years and years and years. It's actually upstairs. It's not down here, but it's the best food processor in the land. You'll never need another one. It is so old that it's like they still make it because it's just like a staple, and it's the best. It's just the best. No one can change my mind.
Yep. RN Stev says,
Heck, you're from the
do you pronounce it capicola or gabagool?
Gabagool.
Gabagool.
With a C, not with a G.
I say capicola. I don't know.
Gabagool.
I feel like gabagool is just an is a New
Yeah,
York.
it is. But I
type
don't
of
really,
thing.
those things don't bother me. Like, I know they bother a lot of people. Like, to be politically correct and how dare you, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it doesn't, I don't know.
So I don't know if people noticed this in the most recent videos. I've been tagging the products that Laura uses. I don't know how to do it on a live. Otherwise, I would tag the food processor right
Just
now.
follow me on Instagram and I'll share it there.
Yeah, and she'll have the exact one, the link for it. Just
Judy,
not sure how to do it here.
Judy B says, who's going to eat all the delicious appetizers that Laura's making right now?
We
and I'm going
are.
to say it's going to be in this belly. So I don't know. It's going to be right here.
I know,
Right
right?
here. In this belly. Thanks, Judy P. Hi, Laura, Mike, and Joe. I like my stuffing and a bit dry and my turkey moist. Then I use leftovers to make the Friends moist turkey sandwich. So that's from Tracy. So do you like a good turkey sandwich the day after? Because me, personally, some turkey, some
I
cheese,
like
some
my
mayo,
sliders.
your sliders, outstanding. And if that's on JohnnyKitchen.com,
I don't know if they are. They should be. But they're coming to Instagram this week.
your Laura's turkey sliders. Everybody,
But I think it's because your sliders are only going to be as good as your ingredients. So when that turkey is like flavorful and it's like shredded and like falling apart because I cut it so thin, and then you've got that really good cranberry sauce, and it's just so good.
in the same vein as Snoop Dogg, Jen and Juice says, best, it's the best. Jen and Juice says, what do you think of Tony Chakkari's injectables? Do you use that to sit in
Tony
the fridge or to
Chachere's?
yeah, I don't know how
I've
to say
never
his last
done
name.
that. I've never
Yeah.
done that. I try to really stay away. I really work hard to stay away from things like that because I'm pretty particular about wanting to know what I'm doing. And I also feel like a lot of those things are a bit gimmicky. And the reason why I say that, not all things, I just mean some things, because stuffing butter underneath the skin and the meat is essentially going to do the same thing. It's going to self-baste itself. And like, what's not great about that? You know what I mean?
Yep. So let's see. Mike, did you get a haircut or is your signature hat just not on?
I want to just post a picture of this real quick, Jojo,
Go for it.
because we have our puff pastry. We have the brie in there. You see that? Looking good, looking beautimous. I'm going to add, you can add any jam, cranberry sauce, anything that you like. Where is it?
I've got a few angles of you here, so here, we'll get this one here. What do we got?
I'm going to add this Sicilian blood orange marmalade. It's fantastic and it's going to be so great. You can add fig preserves, cranberry sauce, any preserve that you like. Some apple butter would even be good. A little bit of pumpkin butter if you wanted to take it that route. But I really love this marmalade. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a little dollop to each one.
Do a
And
dollop
it
of
is
marmalade.
delightful. I'm not going to add any of the orange zest because there's plenty of orange in here. But trust me, it's delicious.
Love it, love
Okay.
it. So no, I didn't forget to wear my hat today. I actually left it at home, and I was not home last night, so I had a long week of traveling, and I went hatless today. But hopefully my hair suffices. It, got my Italian, part going on. So we'll go with that. So thanks, Jamie, for the compliment on the hair. Do you make the gravy ahead?
No.
Michelle W says.
No, because you can't possibly make the gravy ahead and add your turkey drippings. You can make your stock ahead, because think about it. If you're just going to be reheating up a gravy, you can just make it. As long as your stock is ready, all you need, I take the fat from the turkey drippings as my fat source to make my roux. Then I add a little bit of flour, cook that for a minute, and then I add my stock and all my turkey drippings, and it is just sensational every single time.
Natalie Diaz asks, is the Holiday Spice Nuts video that was taken 11 years ago, is that the one that you're talking about with the chestnuts?
Oh, so
No.
it turns out somebody checked. There is no chestnut video. For
There-
some
but
reason,
there-
I have.
it's on my reels.
Yeah, I remembered it wrong, I guess.
It's on my reels. Guarantee. Okay, these are
Okay.
going to go into the oven. Ordinarily, I would use some kind of spray with like a egg wash or something, but I forgot to grab it. So I just take a little bit of avocado spray. Just
That
to-
avocado spray is boss.
It's the best.
It is absolutely.
I don't like an aerosol
Nope.
spray. I only like one of these doodads. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But like the non-aerosol with like all
The
the stuff
avocado
in
oil
them.
specifically with it makes the best grilled cheeses. I know
Let's
it's
go
crazy.
in here.
Can 3, here we go.
Ooh,
Wow.
the glizzies.
They smell good.
Who needs a refill?
Oh, I
Anybody?
can really smell the jalapeno. Whoa.
Jojo, refill.
They smell good. They smell spicy. They're going to be so good. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Okay.
It's delish. Everything melted together.
Everything melted together. The bread is ready. The pears are ready. I'm going to assemble everything last minute. I really want to dive into more of your questions on Instagram because we got so many questions asked.
I went through a lot of them, Laura. I feel like there's a lot of the same.
More coming in.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Okay. Well, there's a lot. Top 3 desserts that are must-haves for this holiday. Pumpkin pie, pecan pie, a tray of cookies.
Yes. The tray of
That's
cookies is a
for
big
me.
deal.
Like, what do you think? What would be your top 3 desserts for this holiday?
I can tell you for JoJo right away.
Pecan pie?
Yeah, the one I never get. Nobody ever gets me a pecan
That's
pie.
not true.
Poor JoJo. He's just always forgotten.
Let's see. Any breakfast casserole recipes for Thanksgiving morning? You could do my savory breakfast casserole that is so good. My go-to breakfast or brunch when I have like my father-in-law in town from out of, because he lives in Florida, or like I have any overnight guest over a holiday, my go-to breakfast, look at him, he's surprised himself. If that opens up from the bottom, you're gonna cry.
Oh, no, it ain't moving enough.
My go-to breakfast is my savory. This is typically happens around Christmas time. I do my savory breakfast casserole. I will do like, I open up a panettone because we like a little dunking in our like dunking it in coffee. I like to do some yogurt with like a fruit salad, like a seasonal fruit salad. I take like around this time of year, I'll take apples and pears, and I'll do oranges and a can of pineapple. Just hear me out. And then I do some Greek yogurt that I will sweeten with some honey and some vanilla, and then coffee. And if you want to, you can do.
Wow.
It's good. It's
That's
really
life
good.
right there. That's life right there.
It's
Them
good.
glizzies.
If you want to, you can do like a bagel or some pastries on the side. But I think if you've got the casserole and you have a panettone and you've got fresh coffee and some yogurt and fruit, that is like the perfect holiday breakfast. You can assemble the breakfast casserole the night before and bake it the morning of, and then everything else just gets on the table, which means you don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to prep breakfast for people. Do you know what I mean? So I like things nice and easy. Can you do the corn souffle the night before?
Laura, your
I'm
corn
gonna
souffle.
go-
Your
I
corn
know,
souffle.
it's a
Yeah.
must-have.
It's just outstanding.
It is outstanding. I will say, I will not do that the night before. Because when you reheat it, it's just not the same. When you make my corn souffle, it's like so light and delicious, and it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's that and sweet potato casserole have to be on the table at Thanksgiving because I will riot if it is not.
I
Those
will
are my
riot.
two things that I have to have.
John-
I never eat them any other time of the year.
John Silver says, "Are you from South Philly?" Close.
Close. I lived in Philly. Actually did. I lived in Northeast
Yeah.
for a long time. And I lived on Compton Ave for a while.
But did you
can-
speak English yet back then?
I did. I
You
learned
did?
English very quickly.
How long did you live there?
I lived there from 98 to 2004.
Nice. So, Laura, can we have a cookbook update?
Oh,
Please, please. I got to see it tonight.
Are you allowed to bring it down here? I saw the cover already.
Go get it.
Go grab.
I can't.
Where is it at?
It's on the table in between the two chairs.
It's on the brown table in the living room.
So I got the chance to take a peek at it. And every single picture in there is just absolutely outstanding. Absolutely
All the credit goes to my incredible team. And I was talking to my sister about this yesterday, and the entire book was not only written, but it came to life with the help of an all-woman team. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean when I say that's so important. It was so important to me. Not that it was an all-woman team, but why this book is so special as it is. Because I feel like if I said to Mike, like, what do you like about this cup? He will say, it's cheerful. It makes me happy. It's beautiful.
Festive.
Whereas I would say, they're like the perfect amount of green to red. They're spaced out just right. Like, I think women just have a much better eye for small details. And that's what this team brought to the table. Their eye for details for this book was next to none. It was imperative that the photos of my family, of my table, of the back cover was shot in my home, because I can't call a book at my Italian table and not shoot it at my Italian table. I can't write a book where I talk about my nonna and my husband and my daughter and my chickens and not have that in my book. Like
Your instructions are unclear. Where is it?
On the table between both chairs.
in the dining room, in the living room,
Living room.
on the little round table. So, when I finally got the book in my hands, which I received 2 days ago, it was like looking at a newborn baby. It was like looking at something that I poured so much heart and soul and so much time into it, and so many amazing people helped bring it to life. And I felt like with every page I turned, I was like, wow, this is like the book that it was meant to be. This is exactly what I envisioned. This is what I hoped that it would be. So I got it in my hands yesterday. That is hot. I don't know how much I can show you, but she is stunning. And we will be doing some cook-alongs. We will be doing lots of great things. You can pre-order it, and I hope that you pre-order it. We are working on a great incentive for anyone that pre-orders extra recipes, like a menu with a breakdown, like all the really exciting stuff for all pre-orders. So it would mean the world to me if you went ahead and got your hands on it now. It'll ship to you the day that it launches. It ships February 27th. So please pre-order it. That is me. That is my pot. These are my dishes. Those are my glasses. That's my mason jar with grocery store flowers. It's literally my table. You are at my table, which was so important to me. The book is filled with amazing things. I can't show you a whole lot. I'm actually not really sure what I'm supposed to show you, but just know that,
I posted a link in the chat too.
yes, please just know that it is sensational and it is so special. And it's amazing. It's just amazing. I'll give you a sneak peek.
Awesome. Awesome.
Again, I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell you, but just know that it is the Book of Dreams. And it is a book that you can actually use. It's a book you will use. It is not a book that's going to sit on your shelves and you're never going to use again. I give you all of my Italian pantry staples and all of the tools that you should have on hand that you'll find throughout the book. I tell you about all kinds of essentials. There are sections like appetizers, which I call before dinner snacking because we don't do fancy things around here. There are weeknight suppers. There are sides and salads, and there are beautiful weekend entrees. A beautiful dessert menu that includes my Nonna's beloved limoncello recipe, which, can I just tell you, the woman would not give up to just about anybody but you, okay? So when I tell you this book is filled with so much love and heart and soul and passion, you have to believe me, because it was a book that took a long time to write. It was definitely a labor of love, worth every single minute of it, and I just can't really describe it enough. It's very special, and I think you're going to really love it. The recipes are just fantastic. If you want to feel like you're in Italy somewhere with my family and having like our authentic Italian meals, then you need this book. So
I had to ask because I saw it today, and I had to ask you about it. It was an emotional experience for me to open it up because
Yeah.
I've watched Lara for all these years, and I've had all the food in there, and it's outstanding. And
Remember,
and flipping
we
through,
loaded up the car on the way back from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
we
We did
did.
the one photo shoot.
We did load up a car from Brooklyn on the way back with her. Yeah.
My sister was looking at it yesterday, the day that it arrived, and I'm going to show you this picture. She's going to kill me for this, but it's really funny. She was looking at it, and she was, of course, like drooling over every single picture. Look at this picture. She goes, "Who made this lasagna so sexy?" Look at her face.
Well, that's Mama Maria right there.
She was looking at it, and she was going, "Oh, that's this. Oh, I love this. That's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is Nonna's recipe. Oh, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, that's the idea. That's the entire idea. The idea was for people like my sister and my cousins and my aunts and my uncles to take this book and be like, this is all of our recipes all in one place. So that is very exciting, and it's a beautiful thing. And in terms of, I've gotten tons of questions actually about about signed copies of the book, so I don't ship the books directly. However, I'm trying to see if I can do like a limited edition after the book launches. Like, I will buy them from the publisher
Yeah, we have to figure
and
out
then
some details.
sign
We're not
them
sure how
and
that
then
would work.
ship them. I just don't know how that works.
Can't make any promises.
I can't make any promises because I don't know how that works. I don't even know if I'm allowed, to be quite honest. I really don't.
Do you know anything about international? People are asking for about international orders.
I think the best bet
can
is
you
to
order
try
international?
Amazon. I think Amazon should have a way to do it. I mean, I'm very curious to see what happens when you go on internationally. So I saw there was a Saudi Arabia question.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask my friend Dave. Maybe next time he goes back to Saudi Arabia, we'll have him bring one with him.
Joe, how's Uncle Mike's drink? Is it good? You like it?
Very
How
good.
you feel?
This
Now-
one was a little different. This one was like a little bit more cranberry, which I like.
It's very tarty, very tarty, very nice and tart.
Someone said, how did you and Mike meet? I met Mike through my husband because my husband and Mike grew up together. They went to high school together. And then when I met Joe, I met Mike at the same time. So, and they were always really close. And then we just became really close. Mike used to take me to Joyce Leslie shopping back in the day.
Forever.
Yo,
Twenty
Joyce Leslie with that BB belt. Yo, I used
And
so
Charlotte's.
Laura had this BB belt, right?
I
It was like
did.
it just said BB around it or whatever.
You did. It was
And,
like all
um,
rhinestones, like
so-
BB, and I had my BB hat.
Yeah.
And I had my velour tracksuit. I really thought I was something.
So I couldn't. Well, so okay, so Laura had the belt. I thought it was a necklace. I just put it around my neck. I was like, this is a cool necklace because it had
Yeah.
all the
And
beads
we walked
around.
into Joyce Leslie with him wearing that, and the guy was like, "Yo, dope," and I was like,
Trendsetter.
"There you
Trendsetter.
go, setting trends,
Setting trends.
setting trends, baby." I mean,
This guy.
All right.
Let's see.
Can I ship mine to you to sign? So I don't do that. Simply because if I did that, then I would be in trouble because I'd be giving my address, and then I'd be responsible to ship back a ton of books, and that's a lot. But I don't know how it will work. I'm
Last
just
year we
trying-
did something with the publisher where there was a card that Laura signed. I don't know if that's something they can do again.
No, we're
but,
doing something
like,
different.
Whatever it is,
As an incentive,
we'll,
it's going to
we'll
be
have to
different.
let everybody know when we have it.
Okay, so Katrina Alvarez says, question. And obviously she's a super chat. So can you let us know a few side dishes that we can freeze in advance for Thanksgiving?
Oof. See, here's the thing. Freezing, I'm really not sure because here's the truth, okay? The truth of the matter is Thanksgiving is filled with soft foods. Okay? It just is. Sweet potato casserole, stuffing, mashed potatoes. Most of the foods that you eat on Thanksgiving are mush. So it's really hard to make any of that stuff in advance and not let it dry out. That's the hard part. It's like, how do you... Normally, by the way, I would take the boursin in a food processor with olive oil and whip it. I don't want to bring a food processor out because it's so loud. And so I'm just going to spread a little bit on here. A little bit on each piece.
Schmear.
Schmear.
A little
That
schmear.
word.
Which is really hard because it's more crumbly than anything, but it just works well with the sweet pears, and I'm gonna use some of the salty. This it was sent to me by a company. Campo Grande is the brand Iberico Paleta.
Is that
Vintage
Spanish? Like
acorn
Spanish?
fed, yeah,
Ooh.
Iberian pork shoulder ham.
So we
I guess,
uh,
is this like jamon or speck? It's
I don't
really
know.
great.
But we love ourselves some Spanish tapas.
I do.
We do. We love
I
ourselves
sure
some
do.
Amada in Philly. Oh, if you go
We
to
are working
Philly.
on possibly doing a book signing. Again, I don't have all the details because it all comes down to working with my publisher, and they have to facilitate all of that. So I'm hoping that that comes to fruition. That would be really great, and I will report back. Definitely.
So Ariana posted a pretty long question in here, and I think we need to read it just because she seemed like she was genuinely like asking. So what if it's a hypothetical? So what if I bought a fresh turkey from Costco that says use or freeze by 11/25, which is after Thanksgiving, but you said not to leave it defrosted in the fridge for a week?
It breaks my heart to tell you, but like that scares me. I wouldn't keep.
You're cutting it real close.
You're cutting it really close.
Like they want. It actually says that on today's date. I guess.
I mean,
it
I think
could,
they're
yeah.
fine. I really do think they're fine.
They probably
but
when they run it through the cold storage network, which is probably a really big conglomerate like Lineage,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably frozen the whole way, and they're actually thawing in the process.
Yeah.
Right.
as they're being delivered to the store. So my guess is that they're shipped frozen,
Yeah.
thawing in store. So really, it's thawing out as you're buying it.
Yeah.
That's probably what's happening. The core is probably very cold. So yeah, I think you're probably fine. I mean, if it says used by 25th, I mean that's what it says.
Right. It's cutting it close though. That makes me nervous. That makes me nervous.
There we go. Well, let's see. When will you start planning your January videos? When do you typically, and that's a question from Dorothy Rackley. When do you start planning your January videos?
I plan all my videos a few weeks in advance. So I already have 3 videos filmed for December. And it's not even the 3rd week of Thanksgiving. I like to plan in advance because it gives you plenty of time to prep or plan. Now for January and like general like winter, spring, summer, it's a little bit different unless a holiday falls in there somewhere, because I'm not really giving you any recipes to help you prepare for a holiday or anything like that. It's just general, like, here's some great recipes. So it's not as, I'm not as like rigid in my planning. But I probably will film for January last week of December. I'll probably start filming for January.
So we got a question from RN Stev. Says, how long is too long to brine a turkey breast?
That's a
How
good
long is
question. That's a
too
good question.
long?
Yeah.
Brr, 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 brr.
That's a great question. I really wouldn't do it for any longer than 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Then you're risking, like, I don't know. I just feel like you're risking the outside getting too dry.
So
Yeah, I wouldn't really do it for longer than 48 hours. That would be my opinion.
So Adam Zool says, how often do you test your recipes? Does it always work out?
No, not always. Sometimes you have a great idea and you try to execute and then it doesn't work. Sometimes, now I've been doing this so long, and keep in mind, I have been cooking so long. Wow, they look great. You look at them? I'm gonna put them back here though.
here we go.
They're very hot. I've been cooking so long and I've been doing this for so long that I can almost guarantee what things they're going to do and how they're going to work. And, sometimes that's the case, and sometimes things are like really awful and terrible and I just don't even want to bother with it. What did I make recently that didn't work? I can't think of what it was. Nothing ever is like so awful that I can't like make it work or enjoy it or whatever. Some things make it on the chopping block for a variant of reasons.
And guess where the chopping block goes?
That's us.
Uncle Mike's
I've
belly.
never really had like terrible. Babe, can you think of any time I had? No, I'll tell you. Sometimes things just happen because I'm not paying close attention. Like last year, I mentioned this before actually. I have this recipe for like the ultimate pumpkin bread. Okay, it's the ultimate. It's got a crisp topping and it has a glaze and it's just so delicious and divine. I just love it. And I never make one. I always make two. Like the other night,
Yep.
I always make two. Okay, it's just like in my, because they always go really fast, or I'll take one to my neighbor and whatever the situation may be, right? So I'm filming it. Now, I've been making this for years. I can make it with my eyes shut. I was filming it, and I put it in the oven. I go to check on it, and I'm just noticing some things are just not right. It's overflowing out of the pan. It's burning in some areas. And I'm like, what on planet Earth is happening? Like, this is not, has never happened to me before. And then it hit me. I always make 2 batches, but I put all the batter in one roasting, like in one 9x5. And I thought to myself, how did I let that happen? Is beyond me. But sometimes those kinds of mistakes happen. Or, like I had this idea in my head once, this was a long time ago, for grapefruit cake, okay? And I thought, well, everyone knows grapefruit is just not, it's bitter, and unless you put like sugar on it and boil it, it doesn't have like a sweetness to it. But I thought that it would be really beautiful to like caramelize the grapefruit on top, and like It would be visually really beautiful. I could not get that cake to taste good no matter what I did. All I could taste was the bitterness of the citrus, and I must have made that cake, I don't even know how many times. I made it so many times until finally I was like, this is causing me more headache than it's worth. I'm not doing it. Another recipe that caused me a lot more headache than it was worth was sfogliatelle. I can't get them to work. Like, I don't have the right, I guess.
You need like an upside down bicycle machine or some crazy thing to make
They're
that.
like so difficult. It's so difficult to make. And I was like, why am I making myself crazy trying to make this when my entire brand is about easy, approachable, delicious recipes? I am asking people to get a machine to roll out the thing, and I'm not doing that.
All right, I want to give you a quick, we got a super chat from Sean Furlong
Thank you,
for
Sean.
£5. He says, Laura,
Blimey! I love a British accent. Oh
here
my
we go.
gosh,
Laura,
Mia.
have
Mia.
you ever tried a fisherman's pie? It's made of fish cooked in a sauce and topped with mashed potatoes, a popular dish here in the UK.
I have not.
It sounds very interesting.
We need to go to
Sounds
like a
good.
British,
Uncle
a
Mike would
real
definitely
good
try
British
that.
pub.
Yeah, Uncle Mike would try
I
that.
apologize to the audience for Laura's not so very good UK accent, by the way.
Well, can I just tell you, Mia
Mia's got two personalities.
has been doing a British accent lately. I don't know where she got it from. Not quite sure. But her favorite thing to say is, sweetheart. No, sweetheart. I'm not quite ready for that yet, sweetheart. And it makes me laugh so hard.
He's a lovely bloke.
And the more I laugh, the more she does it. No, sweetheart. She goes, no, sweetheart. Not quite ready. And it's just hilarious. Smell good.
So Daniel Cataldi says, can you prep mac and cheese the night before and bake the day off? I'll be off the day off.
Cook your pasta ahead of time. Cook it al dente. Shock it in some cold water to stop it from cooking any further. Toss it with like a tablespoon of olive oil so it doesn't all stick. And keep the pasta in your fridge. You can make the cheese sauce in advance as well and keep it separate from the pasta, because when you unite a sponge and a liquid, what's the sponge going to do? The sponge is going to be like, oh yeah.
Sponge is
I'm
gonna get moist is
soak
what's
it
gonna
all
happen.
up. I'm going to get nice and moist. I'm going to soak it all up. And it's going to soak up all your liquid. And it'll be dry. So make the sauce and make the cook the pasta. Just store them separately. That's what I would do.
So Katrina Alvarez says, question for your perfect pot roast recipe. How much longer will it take if I put 2 chuck roasts in the oven versus 1?
You probably have to add not that much longer, to be honest. Maybe half hour, 45 minutes.
A lot of
Just
people are
keep an eye on
saying,
it. It should just be really tender.
I
just
go,
made it with
going
this.
back to the British accent, a lot of people are saying Peppa Pig does that. So I've
But she
noticed,
doesn't watch Peppa Pig.
well, I've noticed a lot of kids these days
Yeah.
have this like Peppa Pig accent. They're like, blind me. And I'm like, or they're like, say like different like, British things. Like my little nephew has like certain little British twangs in his voice. And I'm like,
They're so sweet.
it's just so cute. It's so funny. And I love the British accent. I can't say it.
Blimey.
I can't do it. But Mia does a perfect.
Or she
British
does.
accent.
She does it so good.
Perfect.
Or she goes, Mummy, you look quite smart today. You look really smart. And I'm like, do I? She goes, don't do that. Don't do that. This is my thing. This is my thing. I'm like, okay. Blimey. Mummy.
Mummy.
Look at these.
So there's a couple things I think you need to do, Laura, real quick. Is tell everybody what you made exactly, just so
Yeah,
we
I'm
have a
getting to
recap.
it. I just want to grab a plate because I'm going to put those.
While you're doing that, I made a cranberry margarita. Okay, so I went through the recipe a couple times, but very simple, very easy to make, and nice and fresh tasting with the fruits. Lauda, you are up.
Okay, we made, and by we I mean me, we made some brie and jam little bites here, which a lot of the jam kind of puffed out of it, but that's okay. I use orange marmalade, and they smell fantastic. And then I need a smaller knife. I can't work like this. I can't work like this. And then I made a little bruschetta here. What did I do? I missed one. There we go. A little bruschetta with some, crostini, with some boursin,
Boursin.
some marsala roasted pears, and like a little prosciutto. I wish I had some arugula, but I completely forgot to grab some yesterday. Like a bloke. Like a real bloke.
I love how we're going British with this one.
I don't know why. It just feels fitting, you know? These puffs look beautiful. I just wish some of that jam didn't puff all out. That's because I put too much of it on there. That's okay. There's
John
still
Silver
plenty on
says,
there.
please
oh,
ask
and my
what-
little smokies.
Oh, the Smokies.
Oh,
Sorry.
let me see the Smokies. We gotta
Get
a
in on
shot of
them.
these.
They smell amazing.
Oh, wait, I'm not done yet. And we got some crispy boursin.
Boursin.
That's going to be good. That's going to
Let's
be good.
find that Boursin around here.
John, coming over with a refill for you, just so you know. Boursin.
Boursin.
Boursin. John on the chat says, have you been to Nick's Roast Pork in Philly?
What's going on here? Where's my Boursin? Hold on. Gotta go back to
We
the main
have.
shot.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of it, honestly. I got to be honest with you.
What's that?
I think
Nick-
it's overrated.
Nick's Roast Pork. If you're going to go to a real cheesesteak place, go to Angela's. But first, DM me, so I'll meet you there because I'm going to Angela's with you. Angela's is the best cheesesteak in Philly. I was at Pat's this week, actually, and I had a friend of mine.
What?
Yeah, so I have a friend of
Foreigner?
mine. So it's funny. Yes, he's from Chicago. I brought the Chicago people with me to Pat's and Gina's, right? We went to the corner.
Yeah.
And we did a taste test, right? Obviously, everybody loves Pat's, right? Because, it's really good. And this one friend of mine from Chicago said, and I'll be honest with you, I'm going to tell you right now, there's people from Chicago, get offended all you want because it came from a native Chicagoans, said that Italian beef in Chicago ain't got nothing on Philly cheesesteaks. And
Well,
they,
no, Chicago beef is prepared differently. You eat a slab in Chicago, and in Philly, we slice it thin.
bro,
All right, there's a difference. It's different preparation. They ain't
Listen.
the same thing.
comparing
Also,
sandwich to sandwich level though.
Mike, okay, it's like comparing Chick-fil-A ice to Wawa ice. They're totally different things, but they're both just water. All right? Totally
Listen.
different.
So I'll tell you.
They hit different notes.
He had 4 cheesesteaks, 2 from each place, and
Jeez
said,
Louise.
said,
What about Tony and Luke's chicken cutlet sandwiches, though?
chicken cutlet different,
I know.
but go to Angelo's, that's the number 1, Pat's number 2, and Jim's on South Street, but that they burned down.
Oh, that's
Yeah, well, you know the
right.
cheesesteak places, they'd probably burn each other down.
That's right. I did not
Laura.
spray this very well, but that's okay.
That right there is legit heaven.
And here's the great thing about this. You can assemble these in advance and just throw them in the fridge. And then when you have to bake them, put them in the oven. That didn't take long. I mean, it would have literally taken me no time at all to just bake them and call it a day.
Chicago is more moist.
I just
Is
read
what
that,
you're
Joe.
laughing at?
Listen, no, it's not actually. When you put that Cheese Whiz or that Cooper Sharp on
yeah.
a cheesesteak, it's more moist. I don't care what you
can't do
say.
cheese whiz on a cheesesteak. I can't do
You're
it.
joking me.
No way.
Oh yeah, Cheese Whiz or
She don't know. She
You
don't know.
people are going to so cancel me for this, but I want white American or Cooper Sharp all day over Cheese Whiz. I'm sorry, but I do. I'm sorry. I'm not actually sorry. That's what I want.
Listen, deep their own, but I'll tell you what, a cheesesteak beats an Italian beef in Chicago any day. That's the only thing I'll fight you on. I will fight you to the death on that one.
So what now?
Fight you to
What is
the
the fighting
death.
about?
Okay, so I have a lot of friends in Chicago. What am I looking
Whatever
at?
Mike's been back and forth between the two of these all day. I don't like the color.
I'm gonna go to the right one. The
I
one
don't
on
like
my
the color on this one. I
Okay.
like the color on this one, but this one doubles as one of my pan tilts, so I can look at everything. So I keep having to take it to somewhere else. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
get an additional camera down.
So I will tell you right now, and mark my words for this forever in time. I will a Philly cheesesteak defeats a Chicago beef sandwich. Okay, hands down.
They're not the same
10-1. I don't care if they're the same thing. A sandwich to sandwich level. If you compare the
No,
two,
it's not the same thing.
I don't.
It's not a fair. It's not a fair.
And I've had people from Chicago tell me that,
Well,
so it's
because
not
here's
just
the
me.
thing. It's not a fair comparison because that's like saying
It's like saying a hoagie.
bolognese is better than cacio e pepe.
They're both beef. They're both on a roll, and
They're both pastas
but guess what?
on a plate.
But if I was to pick a
Two different
pasta,
things.
if I was to pick a pasta, it's going to be the Philly cheesesteak, hands down, slaps. It slaps.
I don't disagree.
I would slap my mama for a Philly cheesesteak. I hope you're not
I'm just
listening, Mom.
saying it's not apples to apples. It's not like pizza to pizza. That's a fair comparison, but that's not. Otherwise, it's not apples to apples. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, bro,
just because they're both meat.
I know we don't want to alienate Chicago. I get it because I love me some Chicago.
Because of downtown Chicago.
I've grown up there in my
Don't do it, Laura,
professional
don't do it.
career, but
People
Philly
get
all the way.
mad. People tell me I sound like a dead cat, a dying cat.
meow, meow.
Lots of mean things were said on that video. Somebody earlier in the chat actually asked, "Are we going to vlog again?" We don't vlog necessarily, but we do post video content a little bit like that sometimes on the memberships, a little bit behind the scenes stuff, but not quite. We're not doing daily vlogs anymore.
No.
But you know, there's my.
People are nuts.
People are nuts. People are nuts.
That's not good meat.
They is.
No, that's not good cheese right there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay. I think we're wrapped. It's 8:09.
Wow, we went long tonight, but guess what? It was a good time.
I hope it answered as
Laura,
many of
I
your
didn't see you do
questions.
any dancing tonight. It's okay. You know, I'm not going to be sad about it. But
Huh?
we have a good little preparation.
I
here,
was
right?
really focused on like what do people need, what are the
Thanksgiving,
questions.
family time. Do it for the
So-
kids.
Well, you know what I'm gonna try? I'm gonna try a wiener.
Oh, we didn't
I
have any
want a
wieners.
wiener.
You know, I was smelling those wieners the whole time, and I love putting a
What a
glizzy in my
wiener.
mouth. Let me
What-
tell you.
Remember the place on is it Cherry Hill?
Yeah,
It's called What a Wiener.
what a winner. It's
What
not
a
there
wiener.
anymore.
It's not
It-
there?
it's
I
not?
don't think so. It was on 130, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
130 on your way
Yeah,
to
not-
like 30 and 38
Not
and
there
70.
anymore. It like fell down. The wiener
What a
fell.
wiener. It's a hot dog place,
Is it gonna burn my mouth?
probably.
You tell
I
me.
already have like scorched roof in my mouth from the other
Look,
day.
I love putting a glizzy in my mouth, but when it burns, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Just not safe for work. NSFW.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God, bro.
Bro,
Love me some glizzies.
I want to have one of these.
Yes.
Let's try. That's gonna
See.
hurt my mouth so bad. I have a burn spot on the roof of my mouth.
Okay. I'm just gonna take this to the mouth. Just
You said
Whatever.
burn spot like a bald spot.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The pears.
Crispy, salty, cheesy, sweet, meaty. Meaty. Meaty moist.
Yeah. That was delicious. Okay.
Every sensory is being overloaded right now.
I think that is it. I think we will be wrapping it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Hope that this has been helpful to you. Hope that you had fun. I didn't do any singing. I
You
didn't
did
do
a
any.
little bit.
I didn't do any. Twerk, twerk.
That's
know?
working.
I didn't do much of that. But I hope that then you will not be mad at me. Food was good. Make these for like a nice app. It's so easy, so delish. Fantastic. All the recipes are, with the exception of the wiener, the baby wiener.
We don't have that one. we
No,
don't have
but
that,
they're all,
Tostinos, whatever they are, either.
they are all, yeah, I have
Yeah,
them
like
on my
Christie's.
reels.
Oh, and your reels. Okay.
My reels, my reels, my reels.
Well,
Non-existent.
reels. How do you search reels? Even if you wanted to find it, how would you find it? You just gotta scroll through.
You think I know the answer
You
to
gotta
that?
go back and scroll through the infinity and go find it. That's the one benefit of the YouTubes and the website. You just go and search it by the word. I don't know.
I know.
These newfangled kids these days.
Oh,
Very good.
very good.
So, make it. Have a little gathering.
Take your turkeys out, defrost them
So
beforehand,
defrosting your turkeys.
and also take the things out of the plastics out of
Don't
them.
cook it
Don't
with
cook the
thing in there.
plastic.
Don't cook with the plastic.
And I think-
I'm
and
saying-
take
we're
the
saving
little-
people's lives.
Yeah.
I used to know a girl that when it was cold outside, she'd say the turkeys are done.
Very funny. Okay.
But
I think that's it for us. We hope that you have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. If you go out on Thanksgiving Eve, those were the days. Those were the days. Remember the Savoy? Remember the Savoy?
yeah, oh,
With
yeah.
Jamie Matt?
I'm reliving it in my head right now.
Remember
I
with
remember
Jamie
when
Matt?
Jamie tried to steal a Christmas tree from the Savoy. She denies it ever happened.
You know
I
nothing.
know nothing.
You know nothing. Remember that?
Yes.
Those were some good times.
We had good
Anyway,
times.
now I'm old and I prep Thanksgiving food.
We're not old.
Old
Listen,
is
I
just
just
a
turned
matter of
37.
perspective.
And everything is changing.
We had a good birthday. Budokan. Budokan. It was good.
Yeah.
Very lovely.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the fact that I'm now closer to 40 than I am to 30.
Welcome to the 40 Club, little bro.
Last year you were too.
40.
I
This
didn't
is
feel
40.
that way. I didn't feel that way.
This is peak human performance right here. At
And I
40.
decided for my 40th birthday, I don't know what I'm going to do.
That's not a decision, by the
You
way. That's the
know what
opposite
else
of a
I
decision.
decided? I decided.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's literally the opposite of a decision.
I decided that for whatever gathering I'm doing next, I'm getting a party bus. And I'm getting Brittany and Jamie on board.
There we go.
Let me tell you, Jamie had that Apple Music on. and it was a good time.
Did you just say she had that Apple Music on? Was
That is like the,
She DJ'd. She plugged in her phone.
So was that on her Macintosh
that's
phone?
what a 40-year-old would
That's what a
say.
4-year-old would say.
Is that called Apple Music?
No, I mean,
Was
yeah,
she
but
using her Google phone or her Macintosh phone?
Macintosh phone.
She was using her Granny Smith. Oh, she like plugged in her Apple Music to the bus, and we got
Wait, she
everything.
plugged her iPhone into the bus and played music. It's
Yeah.
not like what she was playing. Like what stations do you like? Oh, I like the Apple Music.
Listen, I'm doing that. I'm doing that because we had fun. It was everything from Shania Twain to Usher,
Okay, I get it.
Lil Jon,
Lil Jon, I get into that.
TLC.
Whew.
It was good.
Throwbacks.
It was fantastic.
Yeah,
It was
throwbacks,
fantastic. So I'm
throwbacks.
definitely doing that. So if you're going to go out for the holiday season, get a bunch of friends together and just hire a party bus. It was actually not that expensive.
Just drive around town.
Is it a naked party bus?
It's not a naked party bus, but there was no pole on it. Not that I wanted one, but what I'm saying was I
So
only seen
you're
them on
telling
TV.
me they didn't give you a naked party bus on your way to the naked spa?
Oh, I didn't tell y'all I went to a naked spot.
Oh, boy.
Listen, this is a different conversation.
We'll
Okay?
save that
And
one
I'm
for next
just
time. She
I'm-
didn't know. But
I
you know
didn't
what?
know until
You
the
live
night
and learn.
before. But the nakedness was just in one section where there was like hot tubs. And
Which
listen,
you had to go through to get to the
Jamie
lockers.
was in the room when I gave birth, so she has seen more than just my turkey breast. Okay, she's seen it all.
I went to a naked spa once, and I just remember a bunch of ladies just fainting around me, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
But all I know is I didn't know until the night before. And I said on the group chat, I don't know if you guys think it's Thanksgiving and you want to see all my rolls and turkey breast, but this ain't it. Okay? I don't know. But it was only, the nakedness was in one section. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm
Thank God,
thinking
thank
we're
God.
going to show up. We're going to have like silky robes for the spa. It's so fantastic. Like silkiness. They gave us prison uniforms. Do you want to see what we look like? I'm gonna show
Prison
you guys.
uniform,
Yeah.
but
Oh
I-
yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never been in a prison uniform. I mean, I assume being Italian, I would always end up in one somehow, but yeah.
I will show you. I will absolutely show you what I look like because I can't find it now because obviously, why would I? Nope, that's not
Ah.
it.
You know.
That's not it. That's
Prison time.
not it.
We want to see the roll, it's not the prison outfit.
This is what we look like. We are beautiful.
I mean, this is like a prison outfit, but it's
You're telling me this?
I mean, if you're not
is-
in orange.
Bro, we were in charcoal gray basketball shorts and
They look comfy.
it really was. We were
Yeah.
free balling up in there because you couldn't wear clothes.
That's the only way you do it. Let me tell you.
All right.
That's
I
all
think
the
at
way I
this
do
point,
it.
it's time we tune out of here.
And what I was saying was, it's my best friend, beautifulness, okay, beautifulness, okay. Lauren was the bride, that beautifulness right there in the center. That's not,
That's a crotch shot.
okay.
And go
That's
up.
the
There we
beautiful
go.
bride. Those are her beautiful sisters. That's Jamie. That's Emmy.
The Christmas tree thief.
That's my girlfriend, Britt, who was belting out to everything you could think of. Oh,
That's a trash can?
No, that's actually a couch.
Yeah.
I mean, look at those up, and that's me. And we didn't have any makeup on because we were gonna get facials and stuff, so we looked a little bit dead. Anyway, so we were in the hot tub. You know, it wasn't all women's section. In my birthday suit, and I lasted a solid 4 minutes. And before I was like,
Yeah, no, I'd be like this.
I
too.
want to leave.
I'd be like this.
I didn't want to
Nope.
leave. The
Hello.
worst part was you had a shower before and after. So before you went in, you were in the nakedness. Okay. Anyway,
I never should have brought this up.
Yeah, it's
you brought it up. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you that the party bus was great. It
I would
took
just be
us
like
there.
this the whole time, and just everything else is just out. It's just like whatever. Listen, I'm 40 now. I'm 40. I gotta reserve my body to what it is. Just let the Lord take me.
Preserve it.
Yeah, let the Lord take me. Just
Preserve it. That was my weekend last week, and then the wedding was on Sunday, which was so much fun. So much fun.
Sunday weddings, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday hurts after that.
It hurt real bad.
Ooh.
It was the worst. It was the most Mondayest of all Mondays I ever had. But it was good. Anyway, so if you're gonna go to a spa, I would make a waxing appointment and be very prepared because
Most people don't make a waxing appointment.
Here's the thing.
I mean, I
a
get
nep-
waxed every time, every 2 weeks.
I'm a nepilating queen.
Every time.
All right, I think it's time we tune out on this one because people came here for the foods, not they came here for a different kind of breast. Turkey breast is what they came here for.
I'm just telling you where the bus took me that I'm talking
They
about.
want to know about your turkey breast and your bush bean casserole. They don't want to hear about the other stuff.
Listen.
Green bean, I meant green bean.
Bush bean casserole? What on planet Earth did you just say?
They know what I mean.
I'm just saying. You know what? That may be a great Christmas present for somebody that likes to be in its nakedness.
Yeah.
Okay, I would buy that for
They
you.
have community showers all over the world.
I'd buy that for you.
Yeah, I
There's
would
a
love.
men's section.
I would honestly love that. That'd be so nice.
There's a men's section.
You know, when you chase me around with your epilator, I never got that much exercise in my life.
So wait, Mike, you're willing to let me stick a borescope down your throat to see what your tonsils look like the other night?
We did,
But
we
you
did
won't
that.
let her try an epilator on your arm?
Listen, the epilator, that thing hurts. Laura chased me. I don't think I've sprinted that fast in my life. I didn't know my flabs can roll that fast. And I threw everything in we were in my Florida house, and we were on tile, and I was sliding, and I threw every possible chair and obstacle in front of Laura, and she just happened to evade that. Like
a cat.
She's like just jumping and bobbing. I'm looking back in slow motion as I throw a chair at her, and she's like, woof, and flies over and just comes
like
at
the
me.
Matrix.
Whoa! She's going hard. I'm like, damn, Laura, you're more flexible than anybody I know. You're like just like flying through. A chair flies by you. I'm like, don't hit me with this epilator. And
Little
yeah.
do you know when you pass out on Thanksgiving.
Oh, great. Thanks. That's so nice. So nice. So nice. So nice.
Ooh,
That's so nice.
Joseph, look what you started. The bush beans. Look what
I
you
was
started.
making- listen, I was trying to make a point here. Bush
beans.
Come here for
Bush beans. What are
and the
bush?
turkey
Oh yeah,
breast.
bush beans are good.
Joe said bush beans. And now people keep saying bush beans.
Bush beans are really
You never
good.
had bush beans?
The maple syrup.
When you grow beans, you can grow them on a vine or a bush. You buy the bush bean. It's easier to pick them.
They're so
It's
moist.
not even a thing.
I don't know. I just made that up.
I know. Bush is
Yeah.
red.
I made that up.
Bush is red.
Bush
red
beans.
Yeah, with the bacon and the maple syrup, all that good stuff, the brown sugar. Oh, man.
listen.
Oh, come on. Come
Have
on.
a happy Thanksgiving, okay?
Yes.
Now that you know I went to a naked spa with my girlfriends.
I'm glad we knew that now.
know?
I did say a prayer for you that day. I knew it was a little tough for you. It was outside your comfort zone, and you did a good job.
It was.
You did a great job. I'm proud of
Thank
you.
Oh, yeah, bush beans. Original. You can get the baked beans.
I like
you can
that.
get
Bush's
the
baked
brown
beans
sugar
is what they're
hickory.
called.
Honey, I know.
Oh, I thought
There's
you
no
didn't
bush.
know.
There's no bush. The bush was at the place you visited without your clothes on. All right. I think it's time we go.
I'm a
Joseph.
bleeding queen. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm on. Okay.
Joseph.
Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I am done.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving. We will
Much love to all of you.
Much love to all. Listen, leave the drama outside the door. When people come into your house, I don't want to hear about anything
Now everybody's
dramatic.
writing moist bush beans.
I love you. Yo, I love all of you. All of you are right up my alley. You're welcome. You're welcome to have Uncle Mike come over anytime. I'll make you drinks.
I'm
You're all
just
great.
saying, leave the drama out the door. Have fun. Your house is going to be chaotic. I'm just going to tell you how I'm going to feel about it. I'm going to be a little bit stressed out that my house is getting messy, but it's really fine. It's going to be fine.
Uncle
I'm a
Michael
little
starts
bit
sitting on kids.
nervous.
I'll just start sitting on kids. I'll be like,
I'm a
you're
little
not
bit
going to
nervous.
Someone says, I'm right. Bush beans or pole beans?
Oh, well, there we go, Joe.
I think they're messing with you.
I think I saw it on a seed pack one time because you can. I think you can buy them as a bush format plant. I'm not sure.
there you
I'll have
go.
to look into it.
There we go.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
I also thought you made a chestnut recipe, and I was totally wrong about that. So
Enjoy your family
Enjoy your family.
and friends.
And be
And your
thankful.
family that you know.
Yes.
Yes.
I hope you're thankful for me.
hope everybody likes the Christmas.
I am.
music
I
this
am. At
time.
least I am. Yes. Yes.
I've cooked more turkeys to share with you than I care to admit.
And I ate all of them.
If I see one more turkey, I'm going to lose my SHID. But it's really fine because
One more
you're
to
worth
go.
it.
One more to
You know,
go.
one
And
more
I'll
to
make
go.
many turkey sandwiches after that.
One more to go. So anyway, I hope you have a great weekend. Don't hop on a bus and get to a naked spa. I wouldn't recommend it unless you like that kind of thing. And then by all means, make an entire day appointment for all I know. There were girls doing appointments all day. Brittany got a mud scrub, and apparently it was just, she was in the nakedness, and it was just everywhere.
Like, is that like
I just-
mudding? You just go mudding in the mud scrub?
I don't know. But if that's your kind of thing, they have that. They do.
You know, I would probably try it. Put my Bush's baked beans in the mud and just let it, flop or whatever. You know, the heat from the mud just envelops your body like a lovely night.
Goodbye, people. We'll see you in the next one.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Cheers.